Hello and welcome to Whiskey Magic and Destruction from the Games Tavern on YouTube. So glad to have you here today. If this is your first time joining us, please do us all a big, huge favor. Take a look at these wonderful people around me, all around me. I forget which direction everybody is. If you hit that subscribe button, you're supporting all of these wonderful people, plus people you can't even see on camera. And it helps us feed our dogs. So if you could hit that subscribe button, you're feeding happy, healthy puppies, and in some cases, cats. So anyway, we have both in this happy family of Dungeons and Dragons players. So
cats are better.
It's been an interesting time between sessions. As I heard, a default character's default when they don't have an objective is books and magic and shit. I think it was.
No.
What was the exact phrase?
It was books, dwarves, and obelisks.
I think that's what you said. That's not the other thing the other person said. So,
okay.
But we're not attributing what happens off camera, at least for this part. We have Sim, you want to take it away with or Alex, you're not Sim yet.
Not yet.
Do you want to take it away with the discussion on mythology candles, please?
The discussion, yes, please. Welcome to my TED Talk, where I want to show off how many candles I actually have for mythology. I have so many candles that I was trying to find the right one for the right mood today. I couldn't find it. I thought I lost it. Not the case. It was in a box with all the other candles. So that being said, over here, I'm burning the Lady of the Lake candle. It smells very nice. It has like this sea salt air to it. It says like mist over lake. It's very good choice. I highly recommend it. And they still have it as part of their collection. So if you want a candle, it says like mist over lake. It's very... That was mean. I didn't like it.
Oh, it's my fault. Sorry about that. Hit a button that I shouldn't have hit. I'm turning redder than my shirt. Please keep going.
There are too many Alexes now. Anyways, if you want a candle that will manifest your voice multiple times as well, please, by all means, check out Mythology Candles, where they have a candle for whatever fancy mood you are feeling. Like I said, this is part of their Camelot collection. I think they're just getting to roll out their high winter cottagecore something or another. And they also just released a quarterly seasonal box. So if you don't feel like buying one candle, but want to get a bunch all together with some other mysteries inside, all sorts of goodies happening over at Mythology Candles. And when you support them, a small business, you end up helping support us.
Winning. All right. Especially with spooky season right here, right now. This is a great time to order some great candles. So one other thing I'd like to mention, the Games Tavern has some merch. Our merch shop was updated a couple, 4 weeks ago as the fall season came in. Check out the hoodies, the beanies, and of course the other fun t-shirts that we've got there. Anything you pick up absolutely supports us there as well. And they're kind of fun shirts to wear. So who doesn't want a cool WMD logo hat or shirt when they get a chance? It is one of the coolest things that we do here is we get to make fun stuff like that and help you guys get it. Let's see here. And I think that's it for announcements this evening, right? So far? Okay. Where we last left off. Can I get some jungle nighttime music, please? Our party, bless their many, many, many hearts, had fought off a Knoll war party that apparently is what the dog people have become or are or always were. The party protected the tabaxi town of Aboria and then moved on after taking a day of rest through the jungles, where they discovered a number of other things, including the fun and joy of fighting a T-Rex. And then their guide was almost wiped out by probably something in the woods in the middle of the night. And they had to rescue Lucy, who had apparently made his way separately from the party, as Luciano made his way, waking up from unconsciousness, crossing a river, only to be saved by the piranha in the river, making it to the Knolls before they got to him. As the party got closer and closer, they wound up having to dodge a Knoll war party by going through what is known as a slot canyon in the middle of the jungle, going down into the slot canyon and not getting caught by the war party or spotted. As they continued down through the slot canyon, they discovered a giant rune of some sort, a rune of giant kind. From there, the party continued on into the valley that opened up on the other end of the slot canyon, and what could only be described as the darkest, dimmest area that they could determine was a massive city, only to discover it's the very same abandoned giant city that Vale's mother and father had been working on as archaeologists and academics before he was born. More revelations came as a treasure chest was found, the contents of which still have not been determined completely, and a book. From there, the party decided to set up camp in the remains of the old camp, discovered many skeletons and a few other things here and there, but then have slept through the night relatively unscathed. So Vale, just really quick, did you sleep through the night? Or did you take a rest? Or did you stay up all night yet again?
I would have stayed up, particularly if there was a book that we found that needed some attention.
Okay. All right. And as you wake up, it's not because of the sun. It's because the sounds of birds above, way above in the jungle, can be heard, getting louder and louder, which usually one of the signs that signals that daylight is coming, or that daylight is coming. However, down here, deep in the valley, there is nothing. No light, no nothing. Nothing else to signify that daylight has arrived. Welcome to your camp, folks. Exploring a little wider, you see a massive, massive canal was dug in that feeds the slot canyon. And water is starting to pour through it. Not deep, but definitely a pool of water, or a stream of water that continues on.
I swear to God, Reed, I was about to ask you what the scale was, and then I started zooming in.
Yes, it's massive. This is a city of giants.
Another time.
There you go. So,
all right,
from
I'll be
here,
back in a couple months when I finish walking to the other end and back.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So now that you know where you are, don't worry about where you are right now. Okay.
I don't see where we are.
That's where you are right there. Okay.
Okay.
So from here, you see this mega city. Well, mega is relative. You're in a multi-level valley, or that's deep, very, very deep. And it rises up in several different points where there are cliffs that are 30, 40 feet high, 50 feet high. There are buildings that line the various different walls that are, you have a front facade, but the building obviously goes into the rock structure around it. And then there are many freestanding buildings, and below you start to see that, except for where your camp is, and areas that have overgrown with vines and other things, there's very little in the way of dirt, except where it's fallen down from above, or where enough plant life has decayed to where it's become soil itself over the past however long. The area that's most clear was the area that where your camp was, save for the dirt that they had left around from where they'd cleaned it off. In the distance, you can see what looks to be, besides massive buildings that can only be home to giants, you see the silhouette of what looks like a very large structure that's possibly a stadium and a couple others here and there. You hear the sound of what sounds like water pouring from different places in the distance. But aside from the birds flocking above and the occasional sound of animals howling to each other, it is dark and there's very little to see. Everything is considered dim light, unless you change that.
Just to make sure it's dawn, right? Early morning?
Seems like it.
Okay, making sure. Well, we slept through the night. We would know. We wouldn't be guessing.
Well, you don't have the usual things that remind you it's daytime, except for the birds. That's your only clue.
Okay.
Risk, though.
I look at the others and I say, I think we should take a look around. I think there might be important things here.
I mean, I guess it's kind of scary. I don't like how dark it is.
I don't like it either, but the stone that these... Isn't this made out of the really black stone that reflects no light?
Would you like to take a look closer?
Yes.
You got to leave your camp to do that.
But does it look black?
Everything looks
here.
black right now.
Yeah. I say, I should have really thought of this sooner, but this stone, I'm willing to bet it's the same stone that I nod significantly at the bag where we have the key, that the other item is made out of. I should have made the connection sooner with the name, Lightless Stone, Obsidian. I think we need to look around here. I think it's important.
Oh, am I here? I'm just curious because I'm not on the map.
Oh, you're not?
No.
Luciano
At least I didn't
is
see him.
He's
visible.
not on shard either.
I do have
There he
invisibility.
is.
You know.
There we
It'll be
go.
Like, do we want to go investigate, like, ancient, scary, giant city?
You gonna
Well,
break down camp properly?
Do you have other plans, Luciano?
Good point.
I mean, if we have to get to the other side of this city one way or another, it is our exit, yes?
I
Climb up
guess
the
I don't
side.
like one way or the other. I just like, let's get to the other side. Let's end it there. We have to get to the other side.
Besides, Luciano, there might be a magic flute, remember?
It
know
is
that
true.
magic
There are
is worth
legends. There are
dying
legends of
for.
all sorts of treasures from this place.
Has anyone been to a giant city before? Or a
Raise
city
your
of
hand.
giants?
Have you been here? No. No, I don't think anybody has.
I have never been.
Well, I guess we're gonna be heroes about it. Sure, whatever. Let's keep going.
What type of check would I need for general knowledge about fire giants? Like a
History check.
history? Okay.
Can I make one as well and give him advantage instead?
No, not in this case.
Aww.
You know,
Um,
I dropped the giant elective when I was in the academy.
I mean, you know that
Yes.
giants are powerful things, ancient.
You know the giants are powerful things.
Mhm. Ancient.
Just wow, look at it all.
Tim, remember
Yeah.
when we saw the giant the last time?
Turja, if you want to make a separate check,
I will
And-
do that, thank you.
Sim, you're more than welcome to as well from a nature perspective.
Sure.
At least I rolled better than Vale.
I mean, Turja, you know that there's a storied history of giants. You remember seeing stuff like, about the different kinds of giants, but nothing specific. Sim, you remember stories of not only giants and the different kinds, but you also remember that there was some kind of conflict. And the Fae were always trying to trick the giants into fighting someone else or something else because it was entertaining.
Just another day at the Fae World. Sounds good.
Yeah.
So,
All right.
Terja, you want to get out that magic disc there, see if it glows or reacts or leads us to what we're looking for?
I nervously look at the sky and go, I would, but I'm not sure it's the best idea. Maybe if we get closer to something that looks like the disc should react to it.
I mean, what? It's not like an airship's going to come down, right? I mean, we're in
No,
a valley.
no, of course not. What could possibly happen? Strange magical objects that people might not be interested in.
I'm not saying keep it out for hours.
Right. Let's wait. Let's see. Let's wait and look around a little first. Perhaps if we don't find anything on our first pass.
I start like climbing up, like what I assume are larger, just like look around.
Okay.
See how
You
far
see
I
in the
can
distance the ground itself, outside of the overgrown nature and the mossiness and the soil that's there. There are a lot of black paver stones, flat in nature, that are placed throughout. They are lightless, almost as if they absorb the very light around them. Similar to the monolith you saw in not Daggerford, in
Nightstone?
Nightstone, yeah.
I cast dancing lights. Do I see any reflection of the light off the stone? Or even like any light glistening off at all?
No.
Yeah.
No, the cliff walls themselves have changed. Instead of the soil that you saw before, it's the same stone. Although every piece of stone here is different from what you saw in the Slot Canyon, it's not worn away. Something cut at it. And where you do see the stone, it is lightless. It is absolutely devoid of any light. In some cases, your hand bumps into it before you think it should because of how little light there is to judge the distance on it.
I kind of look around. So who's going first?
I'll go. All
And I'd like
I'll
not so subtly like nudge him in front of me. Just
hey, stick close. All right. North I go.
All right.
Clank, clank,
So,
clank, clank, clank.
as you
clank.
guys move forward into the areas that are obviously pathways and roads, you see what look like fairly ancient remains of what can only be described as carts of giant size. They may still work, but they're massive and heavy, and it's doubtful that any one of you could move them by yourselves. But that's not the only thing. Overshadowing these are buildings that are, two stories tall by giant standards, and therefore, 60, 70 feet up and still way below the valley edges.
Okay, so you want to
Made
check
of the
out
same
first one?
stone, by the way.
What was that though?
You want to check out the first one?
Might as well, I suppose.
So like the one with the round part north?
The one with the tower right there.
Yeah.
Looks like, okay. So that building on the right is large in structure. It has a large round circular tower connected to a
Oh, Jesus.
one-story major building. Oh yeah, that scale is pretty big. Zoom in. You'll see just how
Yeah,
big.
I didn't even know our tokens were up. I only like saw when I saw you moving.
Yeah. So massive in scale. All the buildings now, you really get a good look at the architecture. There are roots and stuff, not a lot of green plant life. If you look at the distance, the closer it goes to the water, there are areas where there is plant life. But you get the feeling it's because this is the only area where light comes in, right? At some point. Throughout that, you see the large windows and stuff. They're all closed. There is a large door at the base of the tower. It is 20 feet high. It is closed, and there's a latch that's 10 feet high.
Is the latch? Does it look very heavy?
Yes.
Oh, damn it!
Everything about this place looks heavy
So,
and tall and difficult.
Is there an open window?
I'll skitter climb up the door and take a look at that latch.
Okay. There is a large pull down latch. You could stand on it if you needed to in a pinch. It's about 2 feet in length, maybe 3 almost. There is a locking mechanism below it.
Okay. Well, I mean, like perched on the side of the door, I've got a magical glaive and immovable rod, so I can try and get some leverage, even in midair, to try and force that latch up or down.
You can
Just
jump
want to
up and down.
clarify. It has a lock. Is the lock also giant-sized?
Yes.
Should be relatively easy to pick at that size.
Or can I even see through into the other side, like through the hole?
Crawl
You
through,
cannot see through to the other side.
crawl through the keyhole.
I look
Yeah.
at Rob and I hold up my lock picks and I say, "Do these look like they're going to fit in a giant's lock?"
Well, no, but the
mean,
immovable
yeah.
rod would.
They'll fit.
Sim, make a perception check for me really quick.
Absolutely. That's a 15 look.
15 looks great because as they're arguing over this, you're kind of looking around because you're kind of already bored with that,
Yeah.
and that's when you spot the little dwarf door around the corner. Well, not dwarf door. Dwarf compared to a giant's door. It's
Sure.
still a small door. It's about 5 feet in height.
Is it open? Can I go touch it? Can I open it?
You could certainly go touch it. You touch the door
Touch open.
and it opens.
In true Alice in Wonderland fashion, I'm going to walk through.
Okay. You go in. It is dark, completely pitch dark.
Damn.
Like magical dark?
Yes.
I'll go ahead and poke my head out.
No, not magical dark,
Mm.
but it is pitch dark in there. I mean, like you can see kinda, but you've walked in about 2 feet. There is a massive chamber there, but it's kind of hard to make out a lot of details. Everything you see is the equivalent of black and white. Do you wish to add any light to this?
I do. I guess technically I have a torch on me, but I was also just looking at Druidcraft. If there's any candles or torches or light around me, I could just wave a hand.
You also have a
and-
sword.
I do have a fancy sword currently because I still haven't given it back.
And that
Um,
sword, I believe, creates light as well.
Well, that sounds a lot more fun and a lot more dangerous. Let's go running around with our sword out. Like a giant glow stick.
Is that what you want to do?
Yes.
Okay. I wanted to make sure you weren't being sarcastic.
I mean, a
said-
little, but absolutely 100% at the same time.
You're sounding excited. Okay,
Yes.
this is good. So you pull it out. It immediately lights up with moon glow light.
Mitty.
You guys are outside, and suddenly from outside you see through the transparent glass in the windows on the first floor a moon glow light appears. A bluish gray light appears. Something has turned on a light.
Maybe somebody's home.
Sam, what are you doing now?
I guess I'll go ahead and poke my head out. Sword kind of like left behind, not like left, but like arm behind me.
Mhm.
Hey, I found something, a door, and it's dark. I don't think there's anything in here yet. And I
Yet?
pop my head back in.
I go over to Sim with my dancing lights.
All right. All right. Is the rest of the party going to follow Sim through, or are you guys going to continue to stand on the giant door? Or...
I could have had it.
I kind of like hesitate at the door for a minute and like just like look around. Like, what are we doing?
I'm just saying we should have practiced on this one, but I'll follow.
All right. So you guys step on through. As you guys all step on through, the minute Sim gets 6 feet in the room, blue-green lights begin to light up through the room. it's the presence of something that has activated the lights. Probably all of you.
Yay!
I'm gonna go.
A large,
Pussy.
expansive, round room has appeared. Multiple doors going through and from. It is what can only be described as a entry foyer of a massive scale. There is huge, giant furniture within, ornately carved stone and metal works of giant size. Chairs that are 10 feet high to sit down, massive in scale. There are a number of other large sconces, and there is filthy dirt at the bottom of every window where the curtains have rotted away over time and fallen apart.
Is the key doing anything? Did the key do this?
The key out?
No.
No. I'm asking Tertia.
The key?
Or the desk, whatever it is.
Oh, that key. No, we haven't taken it out. It might just be that we walked in. It might just be a latent magic. I mean,
I haven't heard
lights
of that
are a
kind
pretty
before.
convenient latent magic.
Some libraries have stuff like that. React to your presence.
I'm gonna keep walking and see if we can find anything fun.
Yeah.
Keep
Doesn't
going
look-
in the light. Okay.
Wait, what else are we gonna do? Just walk down, go, nope, not this building. Nope, not this building. We might as well explore it. Or we don't. You guys can go ahead. I'll be out soon.
Good explanation.
Not too far
Yeah.
from the front door, the giant front door. At first, what you thought was a decoration, it turns out as you guys walk by it, you notice it's a large cylindrical stone standing upright that has giant runes on it in a spiral all the way down. Left there. Did any of you speak or read giant?
No.
No.
Yeah.
You do?
Why not?
But no. Hang on. Checking. No, you
Wait a
don't.
second.
Nice try.
So
Yeah,
does
sure.
one
Why
of the
not? I mean,
spell-
why?
Didn't we get some spells to comprehend languages, some scrolls or something? I thought we bought some in Neverwinter.
It just occurs to me that if everything here is giant-sized,
Did
wouldn't
we-
that mean the vermin are also giant-sized?
New fear unlocked. Great.
Come to it.
Okay.
No one has any way to read this? Any way at all?
No.
Damn it.
Well, I could try. I just can't promise it's gonna be accurate.
I'll make it up.
Making things up, it's not useful.
Well, I speak and read Dwarvish, and it shares written components. So
So,
I could,
Like pens? Like what?
Same written language.
characters.
so it does. However, it's like reading Japanese written in English if you don't actually speak Japanese. You can hear you can see all the sounds and they're being made, but that doesn't mean you understand what's actually being written. And therein is the challenge. Now, there are a couple things here and there, like home and that are universal, but outside of that, you're not really understanding much at all. Like, not enough to actually get anything. There's a couple words here and there, but nothing that helps you understand what's there.
It's not like trying to read Italian when you only know Spanish. It's more like trying to read Esperanto when you only know Spanish.
That actually probably wouldn't. I wouldn't be surprised if you could do that, actually.
It's actually fairly easy to read Esperanto if you know Spanish or any other Romance language for that matter.
I'm not expecting fluency here, but as a trained archivist and librarian and somebody who knows the characters, I'm looking for some patterns. I'll
let you make an investigation check.
At disadvantage.
I'm sorry.
are you
Damn. Rooting against the party.
All right, and I will exceptional whip
I have
myself.
first-hand personal experience in how hard it is to read another language if you don't know it.
Plus a d6.
Plus a D6.
Well, that's one of your like special powers, right?
Yeah, so 13.
13. You can't make out too much substantively and like all the nuances there. It's more like broken, but you get the gist of this is a message that basically says we've left. We're not coming back. And then there's some other details that you can't make out. It was basically a this is where we've gone letter.
Luciano's definitely over shoulder, trying to be like, what do you see? What is it?
Yeah, I'm verbalizing this all, pointing out the various runes of importance and as I try and work through it. So that's my theory. It's a going away card. Stone.
They took the time to carve it into rock. I guess they weren't in a hurry.
I mean, they're probably pretty proficient in it.
And so,
It'll last
it's not
forever.
like- Usually, if you're really fleeing in imminent danger, you don't take time to leave everybody a note. Also, it
Hello?
implies I think somebody would have been around to read it. Who else has come here since?
Well, somebody
Dale's
at least
parents.
50 years ago. How long do curtains take to rot away to nothing? Into filth?
Depends on the weather. And they were probably rotted away long before your mother and father came here.
Yeah, so we're probably talking hundreds of years. I mean, they
The
built
dust
stuff
is
to last.
very fine and very dry.
Let's keep going. I don't think we're going to find much here. This is a big city. We do need to get across it. Let's try and find a building that looks more prominent, like a center of town or something.
That's why I was trying to brainstorm earlier. Like, what's important to fire giants? Like, what do they do? Fire stuff? Smith? Forge?
If I were going to Neverwinter or Waterdeep and looking for an important building, I would look for a large building in the center of town.
I mean, that's very human-centric thinking, but okay. Let's do it.
One creepy
Fire
building
giants in
isn't
the
enough.
gully.
Okay.
Well, it's up to you to decide what's important or not. As you can see from the statue, or the statues, the stone buildings and everything else there are a number of very large buildings. So every building here, by human terms, looks pretty prominent. But then there are some that are gargantuan. You see in the far distance the silhouettes of what can only be described as a large coliseum or central area, a rounded area of massive proportions. And you can see in the distance what appear to be a bridge or two that cross the large canal that is also made out of that same blackened stone. It's your decision what to do next. Are you going to continue to explore this dwarven building, or
How large are these stones, Reed?
when you say stones, you mean the column?
Yeah.
They're 6 foot and about 2.5, 3 feet around.
Mm-hmm.
Did these strike you
Yeah.
as rather small for a giant enclave, Vale?
Well, look at the furniture there, given the size of the chair and stuff, and the door. I mean, 6 foot's not unreasonable. Hey, Sim. Want to see if there's any treasure here?
I like the sound of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Why do you think there's the small door?
What's
This
that?
place is clearly sized for giants to live in it, so why the small door on the side? A very small door. We had to duck it through, some of us.
Looking
Not
around the
gonna-
room, you see a lot of other doors, giant doors throughout, but there are also built into some of those doors, smaller doors.
I didn't even think about the smaller doors. Now I'm worried that there's small people here. Oh God. It was only the giants. Now there can be small people.
Are you afraid of small people, Lucy?
And big people.
I'm afraid of anybody who lives in a place like this.
We could summer here, you know. It'd be fun.
I kind of take in the environment. I think I'd probably summer in Rafe's home.
Fair enough. Bill, you said something about treasure?
Yeah, first door that's closest. Let's go. It's like normal sized.
Hallie, let's go.
Okay. You go through the first door that you see that's normal sized, and you enter into a giant's kitchen.
Food.
That has stairways up to the tops of giant cooking surfaces and mounts with massive stew pots with what appears to be some kind of gearing mechanism and pulley system with metal cables to help move stew pots over and everything else to serve giants their food. There are also a number of very large implements to move firewood around, but there's not much else. This place has been stripped bare.
Does it look like it's fitted for like the doors to essentially cook for the giants?
I don't know about 4, but it certainly looks like dwarves could also run stuff.
I wonder if the doors are the servants.
That could be making more sense. Yeah.
I
Sure.
mean, it looks like they rigged this thing so the doors could almost cook for
What if the giants were the servants? And this is actually a dwarf village.
That'd be wild.
Anything could happen. Door number 2.
Carrie,
Yes.
let's go.
Or we could just, keep baselessly speculating. Whatever works.
Personally,
Yeah,
I think
so-
it's Hobbit. Or it's halflings.
Out of the kitchen?
I'm leaving the kitchen to go to door number 2.
Good enough, thanks.
Okay.
Following very
You-
closely behind the big guy.
You see the large dwarven door. It is actually a double door in the wall adjacent to the major giant door. You go through, and you find yourself in a large dining chamber, devoid of any furniture. There is no furniture in this room.
How can we
It
tell
is
it's a
empty.
dining chamber then?
The large chandelier.
Hmm.
It's kind of like walking into a new home that's not got any furniture in it, but you know where the dining room is because that chandelier hangs down a little lower than it should.
Mm.
Gonna get in the
No,
food.
No ambient magic on the chandelier. No glittering light.
I mean, it's lit up now.
Any small doors leading out of here, or just back to the kitchen?
Yeah, there's several.
All right, let's next door.
Next door.
Well,
When I enter this room, before I even see it in Dwarvish, I say, "Stone inspectors, everybody on the ground."
Make a perception check. You hear what sounds like a door moved somewhere, but you didn't see which one.
We got company.
Do you think they're friendly? We could be friends with them. We can try to be friends
take
with
my
them.
crossbow and span a bolt.
Hold on.
So much for friendly.
Let's be friendly.
40% chance undead. 40%
Let's
chance
be prepared.
cannibals. 20% chance they're kind of cool but really creepy.
I hope it's the 20%.
Don't go in.
Hello?
So you have 3
Bushville.
doors on the other side of the wall. Like basically, is if the dining room table was a long rectangular room, you guys came in the kitchen side, and then you've got no doors on the long and short ends, but you've got 3 doors on the other end. All of which are giant-sized doors with small dwarven doors built in.
Do any of them look ajar?
No.
Oh, they're doors.
Shit.
I see what you did there.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I'll take the left door.
All right. You go crash the left door.
Yes.
It opens up. You see a massive room, one that can only be described as what is probably the quote-unquote living room of a giant. However, within that room, built with timbers from the local jungle, are multi-tiered buildings? Floors? There's at least 3 stories in here, maybe 4. And staring back at you, with spears in hand pointed at you, are the palest set of dwarves you've ever seen. At least 12 of them.
I'm getting
And
flashbacks.
they begin
of the
yelling at
halfling
you
dwarves.
in various languages that you cannot quite make out. But it's Dwarvish, but it's some dialect you've never heard before. Do any of you speak Dwarvish?
I
Yes.
do. And my response will only go up in volume as the understanding goes down.
Okay, this is going to go well. Which means something along the lines of, you are trespassing on our house. Leave now, interlopers.
What?
We're leaving! We're leaving! I say in Dwarvish.
What'd you say?
We're leaving.
I just
pull everyone
Hi.
with me, and I try and drag them out of the room.
While she is doing that, I will attempt to convey our apology for our trespass and that we were not aware that this area was still occupied, as everyone had led us to believe the giants were gone.
As you step away and back through the door, you see them, and people are more lights are coming on in this area of giant manufacture, and then people are like, you hear yelling throughout and scrambling of these timber areas. The spears that you were looking at as you walk backwards, you realize are quite primitive by dwarven standards. These dwarves are wearing hides of leather and bone, and the spear tips are chiseled flint or midnight stone, whatever you want to call this blackened stone that they use. And they are certainly not happy with you in their space.
Firm hand in the back of Vale's collar as I am dragging him with me out of there, because he is the one I do not trust above all to not do something dumb. First Rex, yeah.
It's been great talking to you. Thank you for having us in your home. And I'm trying to back out.
I allow myself to be dragged away.
God.
Okay. As you all back through the door closes. The door and then stops.
Everyone, it looks like we're leaving the house. Let's go.
Why would we do that and not make friends? They're local.
They didn't look very friendly.
I mean, we just haven't conversed with them, or
Let's have an argument about it on the way out, shall we? And I start dragging Vale towards the exit.
look, it was very flammable looking in there. I mean, I don't feel like I'm threatened by them.
That's great. I do. Let's go.
I am curious. Why are we not talking with them? Perhaps they have insights. Maybe
Perhaps
we could
they'll
trade.
kill us.
Can we
I
talk to
mean-
them?
Okay,
Think
I'm
about it
I'm
from
going
their
back in.
perspective. We walked
You
into
wanna-
their village unannounced.
And they told us to get out.
Fear does funny things to people.
I mean, you would tell somebody to get out of your house if they just stomped on through.
Yes, and if they didn't get out, I'd shoot them.
So maybe now we approach them the proper way.
Let's approach them from outside. That sounds like the proper way.
That's a tactical disadvantage.
That's the place where we can run away. Also the place where we're not trespassing in their homes.
I am like very like mom and dad are fighting, and I'm just like.
You're pretty angry. I also think that maybe invading someone's home to say let's be friends isn't the way to go about it.
Well, I did try to apologize as I was being dragged out the door.
That was very kind of you.
All right, I wait outside to see what happens.
You guys are going outside the house?
All the way out.
Okay. Boom, boom. You step all the way out, and except for the lights on in this house, nothing else is on.
Is there windows where I can like look in and be like,
There are, however, those windows are like 12, 14 feet high.
I think if there's a way for me to get up.
You want to climb up a window?
I'm looking.
Make a athletics check to see if you can climb up the highly decorative outer building to get to a window ledge.
Athletics?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
You get about halfway up and slip.
Ah!
You take 3 points of falling damage.
It was 14 feet up. I take 3 points of damage falling 7 feet.
Stone on stone, my brother.
Hey, remind me, the guy in the airship, the one who may have been responsible for the loss of someone's arm or wanted somebody's arm, like he was gonna like raise a bunch of dead and try and like take over and kill a bunch of people, right?
Well, it seems like an adequate summary, yes.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying we gotta be bad guys, but why so nice? I mean, look,
Why so nice to whom?
the people in there.
What do they have to do with the person raising the dead to kill everyone and take everything over?
Priorities.
Well, there were 100 of them and 6 of us. Sorry, Bart.
There's 100 of.
Well, there were a lot of them in there, right? Like 10 to 1.
I mean, it looked like it was a small hamlet of dwarves.
In a very
took on dog
flammable
people.
structure.
Would you say 3 to 1, 5 to 1?
I mean, you didn't see what was going to come out of there, so you don't know.
I think it's safe to assume that there are many more of them than there are of us, and that therefore prudence would be a virtue.
Next building?
May as well. What else are we gonna do?
So if the building has people in it, are we going to back out?
If
We can always
there are
knock.
very many of them pointing spears at us and screaming at us to leave.
There was a big door here, right?
Mm-hmm.
I try to knock on it.
The big door?
Yeah, why not?
Okay. You rap on the door. Tok, 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 tok. Nothing happens.
Can I want to. Yeah, why not?
I will say this, though.
I want to use thaumaturgy to make a giant rumble of thunder as I knock. It says I can do it at any point within range.
Okay. It was already quite loud in the stark quiet of a dead city for all intents and purposes. But as you rattle, tok, 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 and thunder cracks with every knock, tok, tok, it echoes through the valley. Flocks of birds immediately flutter up from where they were hiding in the valley, including a number of bats probably as well. And for the
They don't-
first time
Oh,
in a
never
long
mind.
time, you hear what sounds like a cawing of a raven. And then quiet once again.
I say next house. I don't think they want to talk.
Yeah, I'm not sure if really anyone wants to talk. That was kind of loud. And no one, we didn't even make anyone mad.
Yeah, and I like now. I'm like, actually, hold on. Wait a minute.
So people are here, but they don't want to come out and see the ruckus. That's weird. So if homes are homes, maybe let's not go into homes because I don't think treasure's going to be in homes.
There.
Maybe there's something. Ooh, what if there's like a temple or something, or I don't know. Maybe are we above that? Do we not steal religious stuff? Just asking.
I don't. I glare at Val and Rafe.
You just steal everything else.
I mean, religious stuff is just stuff, right? Why not? If
Look,
there's
they
nobody,
left a stone saying they left the place, so finders keepers, right?
Finders
salvaging, eh?
we're gonna, hopefully bring it back to somebody who can use it. Either way, I
Everyone
agree.
make a
There's also the
perception check
Colosseum.
for me really quick.
Cool.
Who?
Ooh,
9 and a 9. What else we got?
everybody.
Oh, everyone.
Sorry, I didn't hear you.
Another 9.
Of course, Sim had to break the streak.
15. And a 9.
Thank God somebody.
Sim, you're the one who hears it. You hear. At first, it was kind of hard to hear amongst the thunderclaps that were echoing, but then you hear what sounds like a drum beat. Boom, 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 boom. And in the distance, you hear it again.
Shut the fuck up! Shut up! Shut up!
And
What?
then another place you hear boom, 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 boom.
Someone's having a party and we're not invited.
Lucy,
Where?
can you interpret?
Yeah. I immediately am like, what?
Why? What do you guessing?
You all don't hear the drums?
Drums. Like
What?
Shush and hear.
we all feel really silent and listen.
Turja, you hear nothing. You rolled a 3.
I rolled a 9. 3 plus
Oh,
6.
sorry. Who rolled the 3? Who rolled the 3? Oh,
we
Luciano.
all rolled.
Luciano rolled. Oh, wait. You rolled a. Oh,
Everyone
it's
got
all
a
9
9
with the
except for me.
adjustment. Sorry. Everybody got a 9 except for Sim. Sim rocked it with a 21. So,
On it.
yeah.
Hey, well, I'm starting to doubt that I'm hearing it, but I'm like,
No, you're
still
definitely hearing
pretty
it.
Sure, I'm hearing it. We might have made someone mad or really happy. Maybe they're welcoming us. It could be a tradition here. I'm not one to
Yeah, we
presume
made
someone's
them
culture.
mad, so we have evidence to the contrary.
If only we could ask them. Let's just head north then, deeper into the city.
Okay.
Right, north it is.
Okay. So, is there a particular thing you see here that you want to head towards?
That big gladiatory-looking pit.
Okay.
Building 54.
Okay. So, as you start making your way through the various different roadways, you
Can we talk
see...
about how ridiculous this looks? I see a little. It looks
Oh,
like
yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's
A
the
late-
point.
Here, let's zoom in just so everybody can see just how small you are compared to these massive buildings. That's you guys. Yeah. That's all of you. There is a wall to a building. That is how big these places are. Yes, they are giant sized. You look to your right at this intersection, you see a large bridge. And then you see the roots, the massive roots that are coming out of the cliff face, or not out of the cliff face, but down from the cliff face and dragging into the ground itself. Stretching out all the way through, and eventually a lot of them in small, thin strands make their way to the canal itself to get additional water. But these are creeping vines that will not stop. Continuing up, you get to right about here, and you hear for a brief moment, boom, 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 another series of drum beats very close by.
Lucy, do you have a drum?
I quickly check. No.
If we improvised one, could you drum something back to him?
I mean, I could, but like, yeah, yeah, I could, sure.
As you near the Colosseum, you see a number of entrances at the ground floor, most of which are built for giants, and smaller ones offset, not exactly to go in at the same places where the giants are. And that could be engineered just as much as a safety concern as it is for other purposes altogether. But they both the series of them all lead into the main common area, though. It is not like an entrance for servants or otherwise. It's just different entrances that lead naturally to the seats that are sized for the people that those entrances are built for.
When we approached it, were there any like deities or anything carved into the entrance to give some insight?
There are a number of frescoes carved into the top of giants fighting dragons. You see orders, forge makers, just all sorts of different things throughout this area, as well as statues honoring the various different giant gods.
So dragons fighting giants?
Yeah.
I point at the murals of the dragons fighting giants, and I say, "Don't you remember that the one who told us about that, the war between the dragons and the giants?"
Luciano nods like he remembers anything. He's like, yeah.
Never
There was
wish
a
I
war
My memory?
between dwarves and giants?
Don't you remember? It was your parent who told us about them. The stones, they were built during those wars with the dragons and the giants.
Dragons and giants, yeah. Okay, yeah. Okay, that kind of makes sense.
It means we're in the right track. That's good.
There's writing, but it's not just Dethic, it's also giant runes that you don't read.
So I'm gonna send you a message, Reed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, give me 1 second.
Okay. Here we go. And while that's happening, do you guys decide to go in?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, no, 100%.
Might as well.
Okay. Because what could possibly go wrong?
Not a thing.
Hello?
Look, get your weapons ready. Make sure your armor is tightened.
Okay. And I look and I'm like, wait, I'm not wearing. Hold on. Hold on.
Listen, do you ever?
Shit. Is that why it hurts so much?
Listen, we might want to look into getting you some armor, buddy.
Oh, God.
Sim, do you still have your sword out with the light?
Yeah.
Okay.
Luciano does. Remember,
Did Luciano walk up to you?
Yeah. I mean,
We've been buddy.
yeah.
Next to each other this whole time?
Yeah.
Perfect. Luciano, I need you to make a constitution check for me really quick.
Why? Not great.
Oh dear.
The moment you get near Sim, you feel very uncomfortable for a brief moment. You pass it as maybe something you ate this morning for breakfast. Where is everybody else standing right now?
Next to Sim.
I think we're probably kind of like in a row, like at the threshold.
I've actually moved away a little bit from the group.
Good.
Why?
Not far away, just sort of like away from their immediate vicinity, so I can say something very quietly to myself. They wouldn't hear me.
Okay. As we zoom in on this lovely area where everybody is close to each other, you've stepped over here. You hear a voice in the back of your head, Luciano. You did something bad, and it looks like you're about to do something bad again.
And like just from probably feeling ill and just to get, I'm like, what?
You want to talk about it?
And I think the realization slowly kicks in. What? No, what?
Come on. I was there.
What do you know?
Oh, you're going to find out really soon.
And I kind of I'm like, Sam? And I kind of put my.
And as you reach out to grab it, Sim, you feel yourself get very, 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 very warm. Everyone else hears a hint of discomfort in Luciano as his voice suddenly goes, Sim? And
Can I get an Arcana check?
Sure. Okay. Something's not right with him. And that's when he looks really hairy.
Lucy!
Mind crack.
You hear crackling, popping, and suddenly he gets a little bit bigger, and he goes from Luciano looking like, pudgy boy Luciano to heaving boy, and his face gets harsher. His already larger than usual incisors become longer, and his face starts to protrude as
Sim.
he begins to stretch the very fabric of his clothing, and the claws become longer on his hands, and the ears start to shift up and become pointed. And the next thing that you guys know, you are standing in front of what can only be described as a werewolf.
Well, I guess he did have a little bit of the dog in him after all.
Yeah, he did. Luciano got that dog in him.
Sim, my sword, that's moonlight.
Yeah.
Lycanthrope.
I
I
want
need
it.
everyone to roll initiative for me really quick.
I don't want it.
I know you don't have a choice.
Oh, let's go. I don't know if I needed to, but I did.
And what'd you roll?
I rolled a 20.
20? Okay. I will make sure I give that to the werewolf. All righty. Luciano, you have reached out to grab at Sim. Who are you attacking first? Sim, Vale, or Rafe? But one attack is going to go on to Sim.
I probably would say Vale, unfortunately.
All right.
I know Vale the least, like the smallest bond probably of the...
All right. So in that case, what I need you to do is make a...
Also take out the threat,
a d20 roll with +4 to hit.
24.
Oh,
Natural
Jesus.
20. You have hit with a bite. You do. You're a little lucky. 3 points of bite piercing damage onto Vale. One of your claw attacks has to be at Cimmerian. Make a d20 roll with +4 to hit.
What card do you want?
Yay. Why are you
Was that
making me do this?
I'm not making you do this. Your
15.
inner nature is making you do this.
It hits.
It hits.
Oof.
Okay. You take 8 points of slashing damage. Mind you, you're still carrying every weapon you have, Luciano. You just haven't drawn any of them. So you were just going ham with whatever you've got on you, right?
Every weapon, I feel it's just a rapier.
After this
And a dagger.
turn, after this complete turn, you can make another Constitution check to see if you revert back in. You got one more hit. You can choose the target.
Don't make me choose.
Yes. Choose as if you're a wolf who's angry.
Like I said, I'm probably going for big guy.
You're going for
I'm
Vale
going for
again.
tall boy.
All right. So you go for him. Go for it.
20
D20
plus 4.
plus 4.
Oh, god damn it.
Wow.
Another hit.
that a
Critical
crit?
hit. Does
If
7
I didn't know
points
better, Luce, I'd
critical
say you
hit
don't like us
damage,
very much.
11 points of slashing damage.
Hey, did you
Um,
crit the previous attack that hit me? Because he only
I-
hit me for 3.
Did only well that 3 means that hold on a second here. Where is it? Oh, there it is. That would be 4 points with the crit because I only rolled a 1, so you double the dice, not the advantage. So, or not the modifier.
Balance in all things.
So you take 1 more point. At that point, it is now Rafe's turn.
Sorry, how much damage on this last one here?
Oh, 11 total points. That's with the critical hit damage.
Just want to point out that the werewolf is currently invisible on the map.
Oh, thank you for telling me.
Can I use my invisibility spell?
No.
You never know.
Just want to clarify. Let's see. I am going to.
There he is, right where he was. And
Where?
the worst part about this is the horrifying look that all of you see as Bart backs up and goes, "You didn't! Bad doggy."
I guess. No, I'm not going to do that. I am going to use my
Alright,
action
well-
to disengage and step away.
All right, you're using your action to disengage and step away. All right,
Yep.
any
Said
bonus
bye.
actions?
Nope, no bonus actions.
Okay. Turja, what are you doing?
I take the normal bolt out of my crossbow and I spend a silver bolt instead.
Okay.
And I take a shot. I might use my bonus action to switch
When
over
did
to
you get
lightning.
silver crossbow bolts?
I bought them when we were in the New Baldur's Gate.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, we discussed this when we were there.
Hmm.
I have notes about
Uh,
it.
And I switch my crossbow over to lightning bolt, and I take a shot.
Okay, so you can set lightning as a bonus action, or
Yes.
correct? Okay. And you're loading a silver bolt, which means
Yes.
you're unloading another bolt.
Am I overdoing it?
Yeah. So
Okay. Can I just
I'll let you
take a
load your
normal
silver
shot then?
bolt. Huh?
Can I take a normal shot then instead of
Sure can.
switching the thing? All right.
Because you're talking about a magazine change.
Yeah.
Or swapping a bolt manually. 12. Does a 12 hit you, Luciano?
Yeah. No. Well, does
No.
my armor still?
Your armor is still you.
Yeah. No, it doesn't hit me. Does not hit.
Okay.
Ooh.
All right. It misses. Boop. All right. Any other bonus actions or any other movement?
No. I think I'm gonna back away a little bit, but other than that, no.
Okay. All right. Vale, it is your move.
Dropping the glaive and giving a snarl myself as my fangs drop down, beast calling to beast. And I am going to try and grapple to begin with here.
Okay. You're going to try to grapple. Go for it.
24.
24. I need you to make an opposing athletics check, Luciano.
I can't roll that high if I want to. I have no bonus.
Okay. Boom.
All
You got a hold of him. You've got him locked into place.
And then I'm trying to sink my fangs into him with a nice vampiric bite.
Okay.
24 to hit.
Yeah, 24 hits.
For 6 piercing. Let's see
It
here.
is.
I'm going to do one of my little vampire things, and I'm gonna heal up.
Okay. So
Some
you heal up
damage
from that?
Yeah.
Alright, so you take 6 points of damage, Luciano.
Oh, and what the hell? I will.
I'm gonna make you feel real
Okay,
bad.
I'm
I'm gonna
done.
give you sad puppy eyes.
I'm done.
All right. Cimmerian, it's your move.
So I'm having the conversation from us talking, just at the camp the other day. I think I hurt somebody and I'm scared and I don't want to hurt anybody else. And this is all happening really fast. Can I also join the grapple fray in the attempt to restrain, I guess, not necessarily to cause harm. It's just really trying to get him to calm down.
So, yes, with advantage, but understand you are now getting into a melee that is like two dogs fighting.
I worked in a group home before. It's fine. It's fine.
But you've jumped on direwolves before for entertainment at your master's pleasure in the past, right?
It's fine.
What's this, right?
I'm far more worried about my friend at this point than I am about myself. So yes, I want to get into there and try to restrain while also, hey buddy, we're okay. Calm down. Just take a deep breath. We don't need to freak out or anything. And try to
Still have your sword out?
No, I would like to put my sword away.
Put the sword away, okay?
Mhm.
All right, you put the sword away. All right, and you attack. Make a athletics check with advantage. You will have to beat his last roll for that,
I don't think so.
which
10?
you did not. So you do not have him grappled, but you do have him. You can do whatever else you want.
Well, he rolled a 10. Meets it, beats it.
Meets it, beats it. What's your strength?
My strength is 12 plus
Okay,
1.
then yes, you beat him because your strength is actually higher. So we'll just go.
Yeah, your strength is way higher.
Sucker. All these muscles. Then yes, 100%. It's exactly as I trying to explain of trying to restrain arms, pull arms. And this time, the 6 seconds worth of conversation being trying to calm down Lucy rather than telling Vale to get his fangs out of the neck. I don't know.
Okay. So while you're doing that, you're hearing him, grunt, snarl, howl, bite, and you're seeing Vale pretty much do the same thing with his plate armor on. It is probably one of the spookiest things you've ever seen. But,
Oh, yeah.
No.
I'm gonna make it very Tasmanian.
Luciano, it's your move, and you're pissed. Something just bit you. Come on.
I want to bite him back.
First, you get to make a Constitution saving throw.
All right, con save. Oh, 10.
almost instantaneously, you see Luciano revert back. It's uncanny. The hair disappears, the fangs, the face. It is painful for you, Luciano.
And it just like you howl into a scream.
You go into a howl into a scream as you realize that Vale has got his fangs into your neck.
It's just,
and you're hearing,
what are you
calm
doing?
down, stop fighting, calm down, from Sim right behind you.
I'm just trying to, like, what is happening? And I'm like, I'm still very much like wrestling. It's like, you know, manic person coming back to it, just like,
that's right, hold him. And then you see Bart come up and just punch you right in the face. That's for, yeah, here's another one. Punches you in the face again. You take 2 points of damage, for one from each punch. That's for biting me, you bad dog.
What are you talking? Is that a new slur? What is it?
Lucy, no. Okay. We think we found a solution, or at least an answer. Vale, you good?
What?
Fix your face, Vale.
Vale! And I look at Vale, I'm like, oh my god.
Vale, describe your face.
Rage, and I've got Lucy blood all down my chin.
Oh,
I
God.
control my beast. You should learn to control yours. In the fangs.
What are you talking about? And do I see because I bit Vale and I scratched him?
Oh yeah. You
Yeah.
see Vale's got blood coming off him.
I was gonna say, what happened?
You got a little furry,
Actually,
buddy.
you see blood on Vale, but you don't see any wounds on Vale. He healed them back up, mostly.
I put my crossbow in after Lucy says what happened. I say, you attacked Bard last night, Lucy.
I kind of like look very scared, like face realizing to Sim, and I'm like, what? I'm so sorry. What are you talking about? What happened?
It's things happen at times. Maybe let's give him some air, just real quick. Yeah, Lucy, you got all fuzzy in the face and clawy.
And I feel my.
No, you're fine now.
I'm digging around in my backpack and pull out a silver coin and toss it to Lucy.
I kind of try to catch it.
It hurts. Not a lot, but it hurts.
What the hell?
I knew you'd attacked Bard last night, Lucy. There was no one else who could have done it. What neither of us could figure out was why.
I don't know. Look, I don't know what's going on. All I know is I woke up, and there's hair in my mouth. And now I'm waking up after I heard Kakadak.
Kakadak?
I
Who was
mean,
Kakadak?
there was a voice I heard in my head, and next thing I know, Vale's biting me.
What did the voice say?
He said he knows what I did, and I guess it was referring to, and I kind of turned to Bart. Bart. Could someone, and I'm very Lucy is terrified. I'm terrified right now. So I'm like, can somebody please spell out to me what happened?
Lycanthropy.
Lyc. Ippy.
The wolf people?
Lycanthropy?
Lycanthropy.
No.
Sounds nice.
We ran into some werewolves a while back.
I think you're a wolfman. Mr. Lucy the Wolfman.
Wolfman. I kind of like, at first I
Italian?
think I start to smile, like thinking about a new disguise name, and then I'm like,
As he smiles, there's blood all over his teeth from where he got a hold of Vale, and blood on his hands from where he got a hold of Vale and Sim.
You might want to wash up there, but
and I kind of look at my hands, oh, and I'm, yeah, okay, and
we're
I'm
okay.
I just kinda,
I am
nod.
not okay. I am not okay. One, yeah, I have already been attacked, and I am lucky to be alive. Two, he just attacked all of you again. I say we kill him and leave his body, or we tie him and leave him bound. I don't know that.
Like hells. No way. No.
Okay, then how are we going to prevent him from attacking us at a weak moment, or a moment where like we are in the middle of a fight with something else and he decides it's time for adventurer chow?
I don't even know how it happened.
I have a theory.
That's part of the problem.
My sword that Sim's using, it's moonlight. That's why it's blue light.
Okay, so we
It's
get
not
rid of the
just
sword, no
blue-ish.
problem. We're good, right, guys?
The moon's not going to do the moon things.
Except for during the full moon, which it was last night.
I mean, if we were at the academy that I went to, full moon, we would just chain you up down in the basement for a few days. You'd be okay.
I am all for this chaining in a basement.
I mean, I got to tell you, about a month after spring break every year, man, lycanthropy through the roof.
I don't suppose you learned a cure for lycanthropy at the academy of yours?
Lots of magic and coin. I don't know what's
Okay.
involved in it. I just know the rich
You
kids.
knew
got
clerics
things.
were involved.
Okay. So there's a solution. Okay. Okay. Okay.
Adventurers Eaters Anonymous.
I haven't eaten anybody. Right? Right?
How do I taste,
I
Lucy?
know of.
I kind of look, I'm like, I'll be back. And I want to walk off. Like, like I know I'm the fucking villain here, but I'm going to try to walk off towards the what is this, river or whatever? The stream? Is
That's
it-
a canal of
Canal,
large
is it like-
proportions?
Is it height? Like, is the water level to the sides? Or is it like
No,
a very
it's
big drop
down
off?
low. It's down low.
It's a drop off?
Yeah, it's about 20 feet down.
I am just going to then prestidigitate. I'm just going to quickly like shake my hands trying to get the blood off.
Mm-hmm.
I told you we were doing a bad thing.
Up. Shut up.
A raven appears on your shoulder.
Hey, look, buddy. I'm Team Luciano here.
Doubt that very much. You are not needed at this moment. Please go.
Hey, I warned you before it happened.
If you knew it was going to happen, you could have stopped me.
No, I really couldn't.
Do we see or hear any of this conversation?
You hear him because there's not much else making sounds outside of birds. He's talking to somebody.
If
Like it sounds like he's shouting at himself right now.
if it's okay, I know he went to get space. I also don't want him to get too far out of eyesight because we made a promise. So I'm not trying to get in like your personal space, but I'm definitely lurking a bit behind, watching. Like, all right, good. So
Okay.
If you knew this was happening to me, you could have said something. I could
I
have
didn't
hurt
know
them.
it was happening until
I did
you
hurt
know,
them.
I didn't know it was happening until you decided to have a little bit of what do they call it, fancy feast of Bart. I mean, like it was. And I watched
knew
it happen.
then?
I was like, oh my goodness, you went ham on him from behind. He just didn't know what was happening.
Shut up. And
Well,
I'm
you know,
like,
I mean, Here's the
I'm
thing.
starting to cry at this point. Like Luciano is.
Pure chance. They figured something out, or you figured out a way to revert back and get control of yourself. Otherwise, you probably would have eaten at least one or two more of your party members.
You have a solution to this or not? Can you fix
I
this?
mean, you could see a cleric, but I'm not really fond of them for various reasons.
You can't do anything. Leave. And I
don't think you understand. We're in this together, you and I. You see, you signed a contract. But with that contract, I now work for you. Because you took the final clause.
What?
Well, I mean, you did.
God. You worked for me. You should have said. Like I can't get over the fact. I'm like,
well, it's a mutually assured destruction relationship. You see, if you fail, I fail. If I fail, you fail. But we're tied. Now, if you die, I win. So don't die.
Okay. I can do that. I just need to make sure I control this. Is there a way to control this?
I don't know. I've heard about it.
You're no help.
Hey, look, I'm 1,000 years old, but you know what? The problem with that is this. Most of it wasn't spent here, on this plane.
Where are you from?
I stand by the right hand of Nessus, my friend.
Nessus? And that name doesn't ring a bell to me, does it?
Oh, yeah, it does. It's hell.
Okay. I'm dealing with enough right now. I can't deal with you right now.
Oh, that's okay. If you want, I'll go talk to your friends.
Am I able to interact with this Raven?
I mean, you can reach for him.
I want to reach for him. I'm going to try to stop.
All right, you grab his beak.
Yeah. Don't you say a word to them. I really wish I could make a threat to this thing, but I feel like it won't. It won't actually hold any weight. I'll deal with you later. I'm dealing with enough right now. You need to leave.
Okay, I think I know something I can go do. I hear something calling.
And he flies off.
At this point, Lucy really sits with himself and with this information. And I just, like I said, like I was crying before, and I think it's just head in hands. Just stress, sadness, and all the emotions mixed together. And he's just like bawling his eyes out.
What an approach, my buddy. And just put an arm around you. We don't need to talk.
Yeah, I think Lucy, for fear of Sim's safety, kind of jumps to the side and is like, "Oh, like stop."
It's okay, Lucy. You don't scare me.
Walker, I don't want to hurt you again. I can't hurt my friends again. And he's just like wiping tears out of his eyes.
Hey, Rafe.
Yes.
Do you really think that Luciano is safe to be around right now?
Well, he's not much of a threat on his own, and even as a werewolf, I mean, he's a tolerable threat, I suppose.
I
Well, I have the scars to prove it is dangerous. Vale, are you certain you can stop him if he goes, wild dog again?
Oh, 100%. I could rip his heart out if I needed to.
Okay.
But I don't think it'll come to that. I think he could be trained.
Yeah. Okay. Anyone else doing anything?
I keep staring at the runes. Like I can read them if only I glare at them hard enough.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm.
I'm gonna head over to Luciano soon.
You head over
He
to
approaches.
Luciano's then?
Yeah. Clank.
I turn to Vale and I like crying. Do I see him approach or do you interact at all, Vale?
I'm loud enough that you hear me coming.
Oh yeah. I kind of look over my shoulder as I'm just in tears, and I see Vale and in Infernal. I'm gonna tell him, we need to talk.
Yes, let's talk. In Infernal.
Rafe, what are you doing during this?
Well, besides answering Bart's questions, I am vaguely distracted by the people muttering in. Terj is trying to read the dwarf alphabet, correct?
Well, if it's Dwarven, she can read it. She can read Dwarven.
She's looking at the combination of giant runes and dwarven and giant Dethic, which is what the dwarves base their languages on.
Okay, yeah. So that's
Turja,
what I'm listening to.
You feel a light pressure on your shoulder. A crow whispers in your ear.
So, I sensed a request coming.
Are you?
You can help your
concierge?
friend if you want, Turja.
No, that's too dangerous. I'll do it another way. Never mind. Go away.
No. Hear me out. It's a deal. I mean, we can make a deal, right? You'd do anything to help your friend.
What do
Right?
you want?
Well, in exchange for something minor to be given much, much later, of course, upon your death, of course, and not before, we can arrange for a curing of Luciano's situation and even offer you some additional things if you wished.
In exchange for something I would give you after death. Wouldn't happen to be my soul, would it?
Well, yes.
No.
I mean, it's an option. I mean, do you have a counter offer, perhaps?
Well, the offer you made on board the ship, the belly button lint and whatnot, in exchange for the ability to read languages for a week.
That's when you didn't need it. Now you need it more than ever. I'm afraid your belly button lint and your eyelashes aren't going to cut it now.
Well, I'm not giving you my soul. That's not an option, not even for Sophia.
I tell you what, how about not your soul? We can add that as a clause should you wish to take it. If you wish languages, we can arrange for that. Just a minor contract with 2 other clauses. My only stipulation is that one of those, that the requirement is that you allow us to place 3 agents of our choosing in the Temple of Ogma, and you will assist with this.
He would kill me himself if he thought I'd agree to something like that.
Yes. Well, he doesn't have to know you did it. We can keep this under an NDA, and since we're such good friends, it's like a friendy.
Right. I walk over to the others in the group.
There's a crow still on your shoulder.
I know, that's why.
Okay. You walk over to the others. Okay.
I grab the crow by the legs and I throw him into the center of the group. I don't suppose anyone else in the group's been getting any visits from talking birds
It just flies
lately.
away.
Birds aren't really known to be talkers.
Exactly.
I mean, I talk to birds, but I think this is different.
Do they usually talk back?
I mean, yeah.
Did she do? Wait, you went over to where Lucy is?
Well, everyone's in more or less the same spot, yes?
Probably.
Yeah.
Did she just grab a crow from her shoulder and throw it down?
It's a talking crow. I'm pretty sure it's not really a crow.
Looked like a crow to me.
Did
You said the
did you
crow
hear it
flew
talk?
off?
I didn't hear anything.
Yes. If you'd heard it talk, trust me, you wouldn't think it was a crow.
You're right. I would also wonder if I had taken some of that lovely tea that our, shaman had given us too.
You've been here the whole time. Have I been drinking tea?
No, I would be worried that I was drinking tea.
Ah.
If she mentions the talking crow, I look to Vale, and it's just like a look of sheer terror on my face.
Do I catch this?
Um,
In Infernal, let's talk.
Yeah.
We need a moment in common.
okay. So, are you two leaving the party now to do this, or what are you doing now?
Maybe
Yeah.
just step away.
Okay.
30 feet away,
All right. And with that, we're going to take a short break. And when we come back, we're going to find out what Vale and Luciano are going to talk about. And then the party will figure out where they're going to go next. And we're back. Okay, so where we last left off, we were going to talk about,
The elephant in the room.
huh?
Werewolf in the room.
The werewolf in the room. That's right. So Luciano and Vale move off to have a conversation in Infernal. But while they move off to have that conversation, Rafe, Turja, and Cimmerine standing together, along with Bart, near the at a point between buildings here, near the arena or Coliseum or whatever you want to call that large cylindrical building area, are standing and having a conversation now. What, pray tell, are the four of you talking about?
So, like, why, where do we need to go, Turja? You're the one that seems to know so much about this stuff.
I wouldn't. That's an exaggeration. I don't know where to go. I'm just trying to look for something distinctive, something that looks like it might have some information about what we've been looking for.
What does the Dethic say?
What does the what say?
The Dethic that you've been looking at the whole time.
I don't know. I don't read Giant.
Think of it as a very simple form of Dwarvish.
I mean, Reed, if we treat it as a simple form of Dwarvish, can I, like, roll at disadvantage or something?
You can certainly try to read the stuff near the dwarven entrances.
Sure.
Okay. You guys are gonna walk over to a dwarven entrance?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know exactly where it is on this thing, but yeah, sure.
Okay. So you wander over to a dwarven entrance. Where the map? Don't worry about the map. Just focus on what you're doing right now. Right. So you guys wander over to a dwarven entrance. You read the first sign. It says entrance. Pretty clearly, this is the entry point for the Coliseum. You see a welcome to Coliseum of the Obsidian Dawn. All right. And that's what you get so far, really easily. Okay. The rest of it, not so simple. It's Dethic, but it's using sounds and words that you don't understand.
Can I roll?
Sure.
What can I roll?
The DC is extremely high, so if you hit it, I will give you something of value.
What am I rolling?
You're rolling against history in this case.
Ah. My luck gods. No, probably not.
No.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, ticket pricing in some form of currency that you don't understand. Something about Electrum.
So Luciano.
Like, I glance back at the group. So a lot's happened. First of all, sorry for biting you.
I'm not sorry for biting you, but I'm glad you're okay.
Oh, and I give him a big old hug. And I start crying. I'm not okay, Vale. I don't know what's going on.
Look, I feel like I've been in your position before when I was growing up, and it's tough. So I feel for you. But hey, there's good news. We can work through this if you want. There's a couple options here. You could try and make everyone werewolves. But I mean, that's probably not gonna go over the greatest. Alternately, you could try and master the beast. We know a trigger, and we've got some magic. You just gotta learn to direct that range for when you want it.
That could be fun. I consider that fun. Luciano, I'm terrified. I'm just like, I don't know that I ever want to do that again.
Well, see,
I don't want to for any of it. I've only so far hurt people I know and I like. I don't know if this is a power I want to control.
Sometimes there's going to be somebody in front of you you don't like, who you don't want to hurt, and that's when you get cut loose.
Luciano kind of dwells on this, like very probably a beat too long. I think that might be a conversation for another time.
But hey, we got Moonlight on demand, and if you ever want to, link beasts and try and put a muzzle on that, whatever you're calling it, yeah, I'm there to help.
I kind of just lead into Vale. I'm like, thank you. And I'm like, that's weirdly secondary right now. Remember that contract I showed you? And I'm again saying all this in Infernal.
Well,
remember that contract?
I do.
So the demon that I made the deal with showed up. He seems to know what's going on, at least a little bit, to the point where he warned me as I was turning.
I mean, you were kind of twitchy, so I mean,
yeah. But he said he knew what was happening because of. I mean, he must be watching over me. He says we're bound because I took the third clause, and I quickly I look around to see if anybody's looking, and I kind of pull it out, and I'm like, I don't remember. I might have. I don't know what I signed up for.
Were you rereading it and then activated it accidentally? Gotta be careful when you're reading this stuff.
Maybe.
So, okay.
It says something about powers, and I don't know. This is already a power I don't want, and now I'm scared that there's more. I don't even know what that one is.
You think these powers could bring back Garland?
I mean, I haven't asked. I doubt it, but I don't know. I don't know demon magic. I don't know how this works.
I mean, they deal in souls, right?
Fair. Do you think it's like a trade? If I find somebody's soul, can I trade it for Garlos?
I mean, Garlo's a pretty good guy, so I would imagine it's not going to be an even swap.
Fair.
It's probably like a 10-to-1 ratio.
And again, Luciano considers this probably for a beat longer than he should. Just okay.
But hey, the full moon doesn't last all month. It's just really 3 days, kind of,
I'm a man of the night. All of a sudden, Luciano's regular personality is coming out. He's just kind of this impacts my life. I don't know if I like this.
Might I suggest a lot of silver that will be uncomfortable to wear in the future?
It hurts.
During that time of the month. That's the
time of the month. Yeah.
Hey, remember that the fancy clockmaker, the water clock guild guy that we screwed over there?
Yeah.
He had this fancy watch. I didn't buy it there, but I think it told the moon phases and stuff. If we ever make it back there, you have to buy one, so you always know when the full moon's coming.
And I bought a stupid regular clock. God damn it. Fuck. Okay.
Hey, looks like they're going to go in the Coliseum there. We should rejoin.
And I kind of hold him back. And I say, real quick, so the demon that I was talking about appears to be in the shape of a crow, and I think you might have talked to Turja. Is this information you think I should share?
Not based on the wording in the contract, probably, but I can probably
maybe
share
I can't even say that to you. I don't even know.
Well, it doesn't say don't say anything about it, about him. So, here, Reed, can I get I don't know, either an out-of-character understanding of what I've read here, or what history, academics, probably academics check?
Remind me, just to make sure I'm 100% clear, what are you reading?
Previously, Lucy had shared the contract with Vale.
Oh, sure.
And I made a copy of it.
You read Infernal?
I do read Infernal.
Do an intelligence check or a...
academics.
A what check? I'm sorry, an investigation check at advantage.
Okay. And I will boost myself intellectually as well. Okay, investigation. Oh, all right. So 30.
Okay. So you understand very clearly that this is part of the Pact Primeval, which means it's an irrevocable contract that is. And the Pact Primeval extends across all the multiverses, against all the planes. Once you've signed it, you are bound by it. And they are bound back to you to honor their piece of that agreement as well, unless so stipulated in the clauses, which is why it's so important to read everything fully. The first pact, you know he enacted because that's the one that brought him back. Mm-hmm. And that was the pact to immediately restore him to full life and vitality, to the opportunity to live instead of imminent death at the time of signing. And in exchange, he offered to do something, which you can see there plainly, but I will not reveal. The second pact, he has not invoked. The third pact, to your knowledge, he has not invoked that either.
Okay.
Correct, Luciano?
Yeah.
Okay. He has not invoked that pact either. But apparently he signed this with Beelzebul, which is the common name used to describe a specific devil running a particular plane or a particular layer or level of hell, of the 9 levels of hell.
So I've got some good news and bad news, Luciano. The good news is that unlike my elective in the giant language and history, I didn't drop it. I did take the elective on infernal and infernal law. And
thank God.
Yeah.
Just like lean on it, thank yes.
I've been putting some thought into this, and it is pretty irrevocable unless the contract says otherwise. But there is nothing in it that says that you can't warn the other people not to make a deal with the crow or demon whispering in their ear. So
well, I'm pretty good at forgeries. You think I could just like put a little note in there and?
No.
Okay.
Maybe if we were to like sneak into where the original contract was and alter it, but
no. Okay. So, yes, tell them. You think?
Yeah, you definitely warn them. You don't want them to be screwed like you are. I mean, yes, tell them.
God damn it. Okay. I'll find a time, and I guess we'll have that out. Yup. Mm-hmm.
So, what do you think is underneath the floor of the Coliseum? I'm betting giant mechanical crab. Let's find out.
Okay, let's find out. But I feel like that'll be a weird experience for Rafe. Okay, let's go. And I'm just like head down, like, oh God, what the fuck have I gotten myself into?
All right.
And who's everyone? He's going to live.
The other 3 of you, as you're staring at this, no, I don't think it says that. What is it? Deathic, man. Come on, look, man. Dwarves do this. This is easy stuff, right? They approach you from behind. Bart is, of course, noticing this. His little ear twitches now. What now? Turja, Rafe, Sim, where are you going?
I guess I'm actually just going to keep trying to read these Deathic runes and figure out whether the giants have put anything besides we left. Totally find us at this place.
Here's my forwarding address.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have not been helpful in this endeavor whatsoever. I've been staring daggers over at Lucy and Vale as stuff is being shared and discussed, and I don't know what, and it's fairly open, and I want to be over there, but I'm trying to respect my friendos. I am not happy.
Listening to Infernal close-up sounds horrible too.
Does there's a lot of very serious sharp K's and Z's.
Hissing.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, it's
Partial tongue.
it's uncomfortable to listen to, as it's meant to be, because there's nothing comfortable about hell. So, as you come back together, you are standing at a dwarven entrance to this place. You were looking at it. He's like, I think the price was like 18 electrum, or maybe it was 8 electrum, and we're just not understanding where, or maybe it was 80 electrum, but there's definitely an 8 there.
800.
What if
So,
the mural
we
of
go
the
in-
dragons fighting the giants? What if we walk around and see if maybe there's more information pictorially?
Do you want to go in?
No, I said I walk around the outside of the walls.
Oh, there's okay. So there's several frescoes. Large armored figure seems to repeat himself throughout this period. Most of them dress the same, but one in particular is prominent, and it's the one that's slaying a dragon. And
Anything
you
special about him?
I mean, it's a stone statue. There's certainly very ornate armor, large sword in hand. I don't know what else to describe to you there, other than
All right. I just
the clouds in the air, raining down all sorts of other things. There's another fresco adjacent to that shows fire giants along with other giants there, walking hand in hand, or not hand in hand, but shoulder to shoulder, and doing various different things together, as if they work together.
Okay.
And then there's another fresco if you go further around. I mean, it takes you a while to get around this entire Colosseum. There's one of large buildings and engineering feats that are being put together by a series of giants. And you can see the various different feats of things, to include this Colosseum, were there.
Any implication of like the monoliths?
Actually, I was getting to that. The very next one from my notes here shows that same knighted figure who was slaying the dragon, adjacent to 2 other figures who are also very prominently displayed and very ornately dressed or armored. Next to both a giant monolith and a giant plinth on the ground, that you see them pointing and pointing to the skies, and you see dragons falling from the sky.
Oh.
And then you go to another fresco and you see discussions on forging, large, massive, ornate anvils, super hot magma infused forges, and they are forging all sorts of magnificent items, and you can see various other giants holding them prominently. Everything from tools and implements to weapons to items of arcane nature. And then the final fresco, before you've gone full circle, appears to be that of a large, how would this be explained? A large war engine that's even bigger than giants, that giants get into and walk around like, I guess the modern day equivalent would be a mech suit. But that is purely there in the fresco. Like it's not really fully explained, but it looks amazing.
Okay.
And that's on the outside.
Perhaps if we go inside, there would be more murals. They might tell us something.
Yeah, let's go inside. Luciano's like trying to act very casual. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Might as well. We're already here.
Okay. First one in is a, last one in is a rotten, what is it, ostrich?
Yeah, I'll race you.
Dot. And he darts in.
Have a good race.
And then you hear him go, oh, yeah. The floor is very smooth.
Thanks for scouting the way, Bart. I walk in slowly.
That's going to leave a mark.
Are the skyboxes on the opposite side then, kind of on the north side?
There are skyboxes on the south side, the east side, the west side, but there are magnificent skyboxes on the north side. You guys are coming in again on the south side at this point because you went full circle. As you come in, the dwarven entrance, I'm assuming, or would you like to go in the giant entrance? It's really irrelevant in terms of the entrance because nothing's stopping you.
I figure the dwarven entrance is more likely to be scaled to steps we can reasonably take.
Well, that's what you do discover. The first thing you discover is any place where the giants are meant to go or giant size, so the stairs are ridiculous. And it takes usually about 4 flights of stairs, dwarven style, to make one flight of stairs for anything giant. And so it is. The other thing you discover is the dwarven stairs go all the way up to the top ring. The giants get to sit closer. The dwarves do not, unless they are in a very special set of seats arranged at the very front. And that is only because the giants can easily look over them for whatever it is that's needed to be there. But as you go all the way to the top ring, you get a magnificent view from 80 feet up down into a massive coliseum. You can't tell much, but you can tell that obviously this was a place of great entertainment. The floors themselves look like they have different platforms that could raise and lower. You could see where there would be different things, and as you listen, some birds are down below and they're cawing and twirling and doing other things to each other. You can hear how the sound acoustics have been enhanced somehow to allow the sound to flow all the way up beautifully, no matter where they are. Some wicked concerts could be given down there.
I pull out my lyre and I start testing it.
Are there any equivalents in Faerunian history to the Roman gladiatorial games, and if so, do I know about them?
There are arena games in Waterdeep and Neverwinter, and certainly you've heard about things in other countries, but only because that's what those countries are known for. That's not to say that you know anything about what the giants would have done.
No, but do I know, like, historically of any precedents where people actually killed each other for fighting for entertainment?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, just making sure.
Oh, yeah, it's not done in Silvery Moon. It's not done in a lot of places. Humans seem to take a liking to it more than most. But yeah, the elves do not do this, although they will take part, usually against their will, in other ones. So, you are standing at the top of this Colosseum. Do you wish to explore anything else within it? Because there is much to see.
Oh, sure. I'm probably just absent-mindedly following anybody who's in front of me.
Okay. So from the top floors, you look down. I need everyone to make a perception check real quick.
Oh, great. Oh, finally, a decent perception roll.
Oof. Again, staring at the ground. Not really.
Everyone but Sim and Luciano. Sim's ears are good, but her eyes are terrible today. You get the feeling you keep glancing around. It's like a shadow moves here and there. You guys all get the feeling that you're being watched But every time you turn to look, nothing's there.
As we're walking, I try and get next to Sim at some point. Hey. The conversation that I had earlier?
Yeah.
Yeah. That crow raven thing that's been around? It's bad news. Whatever it says, don't listen to it.
What's it say?
Only the sweetest words that cut deep. Don't let it get its anchors into you, or its talons into you.
Okay, that's ominous.
Yes, it's supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, sure. I don't think it's gonna be a problem.
Okay.
Although I do like talking to birds.
This is one bad bird.
One bad. Got it.
It only takes one bad bird.
Thanks for the warning, I guess.
Hey, you're welcome.
And then, like, again, just like a little bit of a cold shoulder. Just that, like, I don't really want to talk to you because you guys have secrets now. And wander off a little bit.
Rafe, what are you thinking right now?
I have been considering the nature of this city. You know, we still don't really have a good grasp of what it was originally, and I'm not sure that we will now, because it's inhabited by dwarves who clearly don't want us stomping around in their neighborhood.
At the skybox on the other side, you guys stop for a minute and you see what looks like a plinth inside the royal skybox on the north side.
How good's the view?
Oh, the view from there looks magnificent. The only reason you could see it is the skyboxes are still level with each other, although it's much, much bigger over at the other one.
This must have been what whoever was in charge of the city sat.
Someone gonna stand on it?
Might as well.
Okay.
So the plinth is massive in scale, right? When you get there, it's about 10 feet up in the air.
Floating or still touching the ground?
It stands on the ground at the base. Like it's forward of 2 stone seats that are seating forward that are obviously the most important seats in the house. And then there's a number of adjacent seats next to those on either side. But from either of these seats, the giant sitting there could touch something on the plinth or touch the plinth from the top.
Anyone want to boost up or climb up the side? We could all go. But the view's amazing.
Can you give me a boost? I'm not a very good climber.
Sure.
Thank you.
I'll boost
Looking
you
at the
up.
back of the seats, you see that the inside on the back where the seats are, because you can get behind the seats easily. It's not hidden, right? There's actually another row of seats behind them, but to the back, there is a series of spiral stone cut stairs that go up that are dwarven sized so that they can go to the arm or the headrest and ask the giant directly by their head what they want or to converse with them. There are no seats up there, so whoever's sitting up there is not sitting. They're there to talk to someone. So you could take the stairs, or you could use climbing.
As they're getting
equipment to
boosted,
get
I'm like, there's stairs over here.
So Luciano Spider climbs up the seat, lowers a rope. People are climbing
Yes.
up. Luciano is just going up the stairs. Hey guys! You know,
You just
as
wanna
everybody
take this
gets up the rope, there's
stairs?
Luciano already up there. Getting on the arm of one of those large throne-like seats, you see there is the plinth, and there is a divot in the plinth. Roughly the size of a large, small shield, super large dinner platter.
I kind of just look to Turja.
Does it look about the right size for the key?
The disc that you're carrying?
Yes.
I mean, yeah, it's about the same size.
I look at the others and I say, do we dare?
Yeah, I do. I dare you.
Boldly go.
I glare at Luciano. We have no idea what will happen. Or how to control it if something does happen. We're like dogs playing with magic. Well, hell, we are basically playing with magic. We don't know what we're doing.
I take offense, not offense, but I take the dog jab and I'm like,
I'm not even thinking about the werewolf aspect of that. I just was,
Those words bite deep.
yeah, they do.
I shake my head a little bit and go, what? What are you talking about? Because I am just not thinking about what happened with Luciano at all right now.
What are you doing?
Wordplay.
I think you should put it in.
100%.
If you don't, I will, frankly, at this point.
It's either that or we go talk to the albino dwarves.
And this
I
is
don't
like
wanna do
right
that.
here.
Which
All right.
is not a terrible option, to be clear.
Oh,
But-
no. I mean,
We're here. What's the worst that could happen?
I glare at Rafe. All right, do it. I don't think we have a choice, not really.
I think there's a 1% chance a bunch of dragons start falling out of the sky.
That would be so cool.
Reign of Dragons has just begun.
Okay, so you're taking out the disc, right? The midnight black disc, and you're putting it on the midnight black plinth in the little divot that's about the same size.
Yes.
Sounds like
So
it.
You put it down and it snaps into place, spins for a second, and click, clack, 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 clack. And Deathic runes light up in 5 different places, or 6 different places.
What runes?
Deathic runes,
Orange?
which you guys immediately realize, for those of you who speak Dwarvish, are 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it is set to 0 right now.
That's probably the range, based on what was said previous. If you spin it up, the magic probably pushes out further. But the question is, what's the magic?
No magic. It kills magic. I think it kills the dragon's ability to fly from those frescoes, amongst other things.
Well,
So
I
it
mean,
shouldn't do anything because there's no dragons, right? We're good.
No, it kills magic. The dragons fly using magic, so it kills their ability to fly, but it kills anything else magic too.
Well, we don't know.
When the Deathic
Do I count as
runes
magic?
light up, you do see etched in the other areas things you didn't quite see before. It's midnight black normally, but the light comes from within the stone itself. It goes from midnight black to wherever those things are written, lights up. You see that there are discussions in here regarding written for Emperor Pyrrhus Augustus. No, I'm kidding. Pyrrhus Magnanimous the Third.
Anything else?
And his holy reign.
We should probably click it slowly, one at a time, and document.
oh,
click it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, from the 0 to 1, and then see what happens.
I support this.
Hey, on the map that when we were back in the port city there, we had like a rough map that I think we picked up at like a map store just of the general area. Are we within like 100 miles of there? How many tens or hundreds of miles are we from New Baldur's Gate? Do we think?
You are quite a ways away from New Baldur's Gate. Give me 1 second here. You're probably, give me 1 second here.
4 or 5 weeks, right?
You are easily 400 or 500 miles away.
Okay. So look at it this way. If that flying ship is within this area, we could send it to the ground if what you're saying is true and magic flight is turned off. Wouldn't that be fun?
God. Okay.
I'm slowly reaching my hand towards it to turn it up. If nobody stops me, I go right to 5.
I'm just kind of looking to see. I'm like, anybody else?
This is
Stop 'em.
now. This is not a monolith. This is a plinth, right? So it's sitting horizontally on this.
Just go to 1. Just go to 1.
Okay, 1. I go to 1.
You have to turn really hard because it's for giant size, right? So you're click.
Well, if need be, I kind of like put the immovable rod behind me, and then I'm standing and pushing like
you can turn
horizontal. Okay,
you can turn it. It's just not. It specifically has click points at this point. Like it's kind of semi locked in. It's like a magnet's kind of holding it in place. You know you can pull it off if you really, really have to, but it's not going to be too easy. It clicks into 1, and you hear what sounds like stone sliding on stone. And then looking down, you can barely make out at the bottom various gates in the Colosseum that are opening at the bottom. There are 4 gates at the bottom of the Colosseum that are sliding open.
Just a giant
I believe-
flame control.
Yeah, Emperor Magnanimous.
Pyrrhus the Magnanimous, the 3rd Emperor.
Oh God. There's the possibility that this is a multi-purpose key, and it not only works here at the plinth, but for the other stuff. I guess we'll see what's left down below in the gladiatorial pits if we continue to click through and open stuff up.
I don't think it matters. Let's just put it back. We know what it does here now. We don't need to know more. We every movement we have it out is a danger.
2, click 2.
You click it to
course
2?
He certainly disobeys.
Platforms lower in the
Guys?
various different sections of the ground.
Three.
Click. Lights turn on.
Are you entertained?
As Sim says,
4.
do it. It echoes from that chamber. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. It magnifies the voice of whoever's in the box when that happens.
Go to 5. You might as well.
Go to 5.
4.
4. Do you go to 4?
Yeah. Hell's yeah.
From 4, click. Flames and pyrotechnics exit different runes all over the place. Fire bolts scream down randomly. And then fireworks go off from the bottom. And they continue to do so.
Okay. They know we're here. Might as well go to 5.
Click. The flames flames are immediately extinguished as water floods up from below, shooting in geysers and eventually filling up from the platforms on down.
Huh.
All right, you can turn it off now. We know what it does.
Will it let me turn it to 0?
Try.
We're
What?
just going to go back straight to 0? Yeah, you can.
Okay. Does the water drain away?
It does eventually. Very slowly.
That was freaking amazing.
Right, let's put it away and get out of here. We don't want anything coming down on
There's
us.
a rune in the center of the disc that is lit that you didn't notice before. It is a rune that with a successful history check, I will tell you what it is.
History check, you say?
A history check. Yes.
Oh, you're just rolling. Okay. Wow.
Turja, at a 19, you know it's you don't know much about giant lore, but you know that looks like a symbol of a crown, and so it is probably a symbol that institutes that these keys are only given to those of royal standing.
That would fit with Emperor Pyrrhus Magnanimous III.
I don't know who that is.
Put it back in the bag before we bring something down on ourselves. Let's get out.
At least
of
we know
here.
what it's for, right?
You know, one of the things it's for.
That wasn't so bad. I don't know. Like, would it really have been that bad if the zombie guy got this?
Well, that was that on this thing here, but what if it works on something else that does something worse?
Why would the same key turn on a Colosseum and also do something like what?
Because
Make it
they're
different.
hard,
What is it?
they're hard to make, so you make the one key for somebody and it works on a bunch of locks.
She's lost. It's just like,
That rune was a crown. I think these are only given to the kings or the emperors or whatever they called their royalty.
I wonder how many there are then.
At least 2.
Hey, do you think when the voice amplified that it could be heard beyond the Colosseum?
I think we should assume the answer to that one is yes.
can anybody hear us?
It doesn't echo the same way, but it does
Ah.
echo because you're just yelling at Luciano. It is not amplified. It is
Oh.
now set to 0.
I mean,
Weird.
if we wanted to speak to the city, we have a way to broadcast a message out.
We could invite the dwarves here. We could put on a performance. Really show them that we're
Oh.
nice people.
Less about that, but we could totally invite them to come hang out.
If we're going to ask the dwarves to hang out, we should probably, provide something.
Like snacks?
Music. Yeah.
Sure.
I mean, you could turn on the amplifier and jam out up there, or you could go to the bottom of the Coliseum and jam out. It's your call.
Let's just go
Where?
north.
Always north.
North is the way out.
Yeah, I guess.
Okay.
We'll do a cool party later, Lucy.
From this point, there is it wouldn't be hard to get to the rooftop of this box that would see over the Coliseum. And would probably put you at the highest point in the valley, at least on this level, should you wish it.
I think it's important to get a
Cool.
crow's eye view of the city.
Yes.
I give Vale the biggest death stare. Just
As the crow flies, if you will.
Yeah. Let's go where the birds are. That's right. Yep. Up high.
Just
Are you afraid
as
of heights, Luciano?
No, not at all. I jumped off a roof. Do you not remember?
Oh, right.
just as you guys get to the top and you're looking around, you see the high sun at noon go straight through the jungle canopy and strike below.
Oh.
Suddenly you see along parts of the canal, like where rows of plants suddenly open up and flowers begin to bloom as the sun hits. A swarm of insects immediately rushes from above down into the area below and sweeps across these various different flowers. You see also a skittering of bright pale bodies, dwarven-sized, immediately shun the sun and dart into the various different shadows, staying out of it.
Oh, they don't like the light.
No.
It was a good place to live, I guess. North?
From here,
Do you see
you can
any
see...
interesting places to explore?
Yeah, so from this rooftop, you can see there are 4 bridges across the canal. There are at least 2 more levels. There's a higher level here that's 2 levels higher. And when I say 2 levels, I mean it's like 80 feet higher, about almost to the top of the Colosseum, essentially, right along this area. There's one that's only 40 feet higher right here and here. And there's another 80-foot high cliff that runs along the length of it from north to south here. You see a large building set here, another large building set here, which strangely has a bit of a same kind of color light that you've seen inside the giant buildings is glowing off from the tops of the roof. And what you see also is here, and across the river here, excuse me, here, 4 large archways, almost like an Arc de Triomphe built into the mountainside, or the cliff faces, that have a vague bluish light that you really couldn't see from the ground, but you could see from where you are now.
Interesting.
What do you think? The closest portal arch thing on the to our northwest?
Yeah, I guess we're not going to stop touching weird-looking things, so let's go.
Sounds great.
Yeah. So, shooting back down the Colosseum itself, you have a choice of 2 stairways you can take. You notice that as well. There's a stairway here and a stairway here. Where would you like
Any of
to
them
go?
look dwarven sized?
No. Not from the top of the Colosseum, you can't see anything like that. You also see what looks like giants, or at least the silhouettes of giants, standing by each of the stairway sets.
Hey, we have that spyglass we stole. I take it out and take a closer look at the silhouettes of the giants.
They still look like silhouettes because you are in dim light in a valley.
All right. What about the stairs?
They still look like stairs because you are dim light in a valley. If you have a way of getting light down there by them, by the stairs, maybe you could see better.
What
The
about
fact
the
that you can
spy-
even tell there's stairs there is a very nice gift from your DM.
Okay.
the spyglass in front of the bullseye lantern?
How far does the bullseye lantern shoot?
Not far enough.
Yeah. I mean, if you put light spell on an arrow and shoot it out there, maybe.
Oh, if we get to the base of the stairs, we can have a better idea if we are really concerned.
I think let's just go.
Yeah.
All right. So going down the stairs, getting over there, you manage to make it to the base of the stairs. There are some dwarven stairs. They go up the side rails. So they start at the bottom, they go up the side rail, and then they go back down at the top. There are still very large statues or giants standing stoically.
Do you want me to just like climb the cliff face instead to avoid using the stairs and see what's up there?
No, let's just use the stairs.
Yeah, what is it with you guys and not wanting to use stairs?
Tripping hazards, slipping hazards, the usual.
Okay.
Okay, but
And I
there's
start.
two-
Okay. You guys managed to go up the stairs. You managed to make your way to the top. And at the very top of the stairs, you are greeted by what can only be described as a massive stone statue that looks like a fire giant made of rock.
Anything that
Okay.
looks distinctive about it?
A fire giant made of rock.
I'm
Armored,
poking.
hammer or axe in hand. You poke it?
Yeah.
You go down the stairs and you poke it. Okay, you poke it. It's made of stone.
Okay. Whoo! It's not real, guys. It's stone.
Thank you, Lucilla.
You're so brave, Lucy. Wow. What if it had been real and it squished you?
And I didn't
That's a
consider
terrifying
that. And the fear sets in.
I think more likely it would just kick you back down the stairs.
Probably worse than getting kicked by a horse.
Yeah. Good thing.
Let's go look at the arch, see what we can see about that.
How do you plan
Okay.
on getting there?
Walking?
No, I mean, what route?
Oh. Well, we can probably go through this way, right?
Okay. You get to right about here, and you see a variety of bones and crushed armor pieces and weapons and tools scattered around the pavers.
Is this concerning
look
to
pretty
anyone
old.
else?
Everything's pretty old down here, but either a trap or I can sense it in my feet. The statues are going to come over here and try and kill us. And
No, they're rock. Those are rock.
Why would they do that? They're just statues.
let's go F up that statue right now.
Well,
You and me. Come on.
Which one? The one that you just passed by the stairway?
Yeah.
Okay. You come back over here?
Yeah.
All right. What are you going to do to it?
How do the ankles look? You know, the weak point.
They don't look weak at all.
Okay.
The
Why
ankles are
do you want
armored,
to kill the statue,
thick.
Bill?
It would make me feel better.
Why?
Therapeutic.
I all of a sudden sympathize. I'm with Vale. Therapy's good. Let it get out.
Okay.
I'll get the glaive out and go to town on a knee and ankle, or whatever it looks like. I have the most chance of affecting.
Make a swing at this thing with advantage.
Sure.
And the advantage is only to see if you critical hit this thing. Okay. Roll for damage. Okay. You did do some damage to it. It, chips away at some stone. It's certainly a small piece of stone. You get the feeling it's going to
look at
take, 20 or more strikes on this thing to with the glaive to really get this in there.
Do you guys have anything to do for the next 3 minutes?
Yes. Figure out what's going on here and then get out.
Okay. And I continue to swing away.
All right.
Sure.
All right.
Figure that out.
So he's swinging away.
Clay.
Jang, ka-chong, kong, kang, ka-chong, tong. And you see little notches being chipped away at the ankle of one side. What are the rest of you doing?
I start looking around at the buildings, not going in, but just sort of like wandering a little bit and looking around.
Okay. There is a large tower building to the east. There is a first story and second story building to the west of you. There is, of course, the archway and another statue further around. And then there's a couple more buildings to the north. You are standing over a 80-foot high cliff looking down below, where you see other buildings, rooftops that are about 40 feet down. There's a lot of vines and growth through the area that have followed the cliff faces. Pretty chill, except for the loud clang, 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 ka-chunk.
I'm offering moral support again, kind of just watching in amazement as our fellow goes to town on the statue, hoping it's working out whatever he needs to work out.
On the 25th or 26th hit, clang, conk, 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 conk. The last few pieces of stone leave that leg. The statue falls. Bam, bam, bam.
Well, we have successfully defaced a giant village. We can just go ahead and check that off our list.
Is that on the list? Do we have a list?
I have a bingo board.
Do you not have a list?
You've been playing without me?
We also have wagon plates.
I needed that.
Have you got enough therapy, Val? Are you done?
I'm just getting started.
Okay. Can you get start? Can you do some more therapy while you move towards the arch so we can figure out what's going on here? I don't want to be killed by doors because you needed therapy.
I really don't think these dwarves are going to be killing any of us.
Well, I'm certainly willing to bet my life on that assumption. Does the sarcasm just fly straight over Vale's head?
Yeah, it bounces off his armor. Lead the way.
Come on, let's go. And I head you to the west.
As you guys get about midway point, you hear the sounds of stone grinding, and you turn back around and you see the statue standing back up and reassembling itself. And where there were cracks,
Told you.
they
That
heal
was
up.
right.
And that's it. It's a stone statue that just retains itself.
You're like kind of right.
Well, I guess you have to untake that off your bingo board.
Oh, now we're getting mad about secrets and stuff, Lucy? Really?
And I just
Lucy,
like straight face.
what's bingo?
Lucy, don't be a Tertia, okay? Shit.
Hey!
Oh yeah. And I said,
Oh.
am I?
Oh, did
I'm
I
so
say
sorry.
that? I'm sorry.
This is it. This is where the group just unfurls. No more.
Oh
Just this stupid arch. I'm sick of this place. I want a nice bed. I
Just
want a
because
drink.
the only person in this party with any sense.
Go.
So you guys are continuing west?
Yes.
So to the arch.
Okay, you get to right about here. as you get right about here, the statue right here. Hold on a minute here. Let me make one slight adjustment. All right. Turns. Its eyes light up blue-green. And I need everyone to roll for initiative as the statue comes to you.
That sucks.
Of course.
Hey.
Oh, Lucy, look at you.
As this thing turns
This is totally unfair.
to look at you.
I stare at Turja.
And immediately moves forward 60 feet to engage the first one. Who's that?
60
Oh.
feet is not very far, so I'm not that worried.
Turja led the way. So, let's see what it's packing here. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's a great weapon, a great hammer, and it's going to attempt to crush you and pulverize you. But first, let's see here. It is my turn to roll that guy's initiative. I didn't get a chance to roll it. Okay, good to go. Luciano, what are you doing with a 23 initiative? Hot diggity dog.
I'm trying to decide how mad Turja's going to be if I injure her.
What?
How far is she from me?
We'll find out next week when we play again on Whiskey, Magic, and Distraction.
You are a terrible person, Reed.
I am, but if we start this fight at 6 minutes to close, you guys will never finish. So, excuse me. So, cliffhanger of an ending here, finding out what you guys are going to be facing. It is definitely going to be a fight of your life. Enjoy it. What I'm most excited about is that the inter-party discussions, some revelations about Luciano's bad skin condition, and that Vale hungers. When we come back next week, we're going to find out if the party survives the fight, if at all, and what happens next. Okay. In closeout, Mike, can you give a good talk on Shard Tabletop for us?
And yeah, it'd be my privilege. In case you didn't know, Shard Tabletop is that cool little thing that we've been using to show you guys maps, as well as to roll dice, use our skills, spells, inventory, and everything else in between. It is a great resource for you if you're interested in playing any type of 5e or other type of tabletop. I highly recommend it. We think so highly of it here that it is the official virtual tabletop of the Games Tavern. It's got all sorts of fun things that'll help you level up your game. So please do yourself a favor, use the link in chat and check out Shard Tabletop. We've actually done a little bit of extra work for you and given you a discount using TGT Shard 20 at checkout. You will get 20% off all your subscriptions. Again, TGT Shard 20 for 20% off all your subscriptions. So go pick those up, get a good deal, and have fun.
All right. And don't forget to check out the Games Tavern's merchandise. The link is in chat. Check out our merch. It's cool stuff. And then, are you guys going to Dragon's Concord this weekend by chance?
This weekend, I'm going tomorrow. I'm going Saturday.
Seems like a half-minute place there.
Do you want to tell us about Dragon's Concord today?
Ooh, me? Yeah, I can do that. Hey, if you are in the Nova area, please by all means stop by Dragon's Concord, where we have professional storytellers around to provide the best game for you possible. And if you're like, man, I already know I'm a great storyteller, I know I'm a great DM, you can also rent our rooms and the tables as well. It's a great place to meet new people, play some TTRPGs, and you never know, maybe even play in a new game.
Okay.
Awesome.
And with that, we will see you guys next week here on Whiskey, Magic, and Destruction.